I am Atlas Emeritus, Ferenzi, a name chosen to represent a part of a metaphorical concept which I hope will be reflected by the content and interactions of this channel. I often intentionally use words, phrases, statements, and references that have multiple intended meanings, where the whole concept being presented is a combination or convergence of those multiple meanings. I don't normally explain the extent of that combination, or what its convergences imply, but rather leave it to the interpreter to seek, understand, and respond to. I make very little claim to what is true, but rather in the form of musing, I wonder, what is true? And present concepts and ideas with confidence, but always without a claim to objective truth being completely represented. I am human after all, and will show that imperfection and inaccuracy as humans do. I can be wrong about a great many things, and often find joy in the learning process of discovery. So, why Atlas Emeritus, Ferenzi? Atlas, as the story is told by Greek mythology, is a titan who sided with his brothers in the war against the gods and was punished by Zeus with the eternal task of holding the heavens, also referred to as Uranus, on his shoulders. Quite the challenge of a task, requiring endurance, strength, and resilience, representing the burden of responsibility and the ability to withstand insurmountable challenges through his duties. Atlas, having the position to view the world in its entirety, is also used to symbolize guidance and exploration in cartography, a collection of maps, and as a metaphor for individuals carrying the weight of the world or an overwhelming burden. Atlas is not meant to represent me as an individual so much as the collective of humanity, and those who feel drawn to the undertaking of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding with a sense of responsibility that duty results from obtaining those things. The inclusion of Uranus is intentional, with reference to what Uranus symbolizes in the astrological contexts, which I encourage you to research in depth, both at surface level and the in-depth and higher vibrational contexts of universal love, communication, and acceptance, the pursuit of humanitarian ideologies and practices, and the influence of the heavens coming at any time seeming unpredictable or spontaneous, absent the understanding and wisdom of God or the heavens themselves. Atlas was eventually turned to stone in Greek mythology, and thus rendered silenced and inert yet still serving his function. While Atlas doesn't interfere with our affairs as a result of his position, he has the ability to observe without interference from us, granting him a unique perspective on the affairs of humans, Emeritus. To earn one's discharge through completed service, being acknowledged to have fulfilled one's position, and to exit that position while still retaining the title. Free from the obligations of its inherent service or agencies, yet still a beneficiary of its status. With reference to the guidance Atlas could provide, were he freed, we deign to foster that wisdom and strength in our pursuits, to hold and connect with the heavens, to master the practice of humanitarianism, ourselves free of his duties but undertaking them as a matter of choice. Ferenzi. My name, never to have a capital letter at its beginning, left off the channel title intentionally, yet included here to represent me as the embodiment of this definition in my approach here through this channel, eternally blossoming through faith with love. I prefer to keep it that simple and warn that my name does not represent Italy, Florence, or its culture, other than perhaps some deep esoteric resonances relating to the spiritual nature and mysteries surrounding the application and pursuits of those kinds of knowledge as reflected by the idea of those things being literally built into the city itself. I am curious and playful by nature. I love all people and am not prejudicial, though I do consider information deeply in relation to my ever-evolving understanding and beliefs about life. I hope to pursue and muse about many topics. Engage in thoughtful discussions to share, and generally hold no topic off limits to discuss, with the ultimate goal of promoting improvement in the qualities of individual life, community life, and societal life as a whole, through connections, understanding, education, and shared experiences. Always. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. I have a very long list of topics to dive into and encourage discussion about. Eternally blossoming through faith with love. I know nothing and wonder about everything. As I am, the self reflected by the other. So I ask you to be, seen through our mirror images, as ourselves and each other. 1. The collective atlas of the self.